So, welcome to today's video. This is, like the title says, a planning video or what I have in mind for coloring for the next time. Maybe some of you have wondered why I haven't uploaded a completed pages video for February. The reason was that my current health situation is really bad. That is also why there weren't as much videos the last 2 months on the channel. February and March so far were really bad, and I have only one completed page for February, so I thought that is not really enough for a video. Also around the last 14 days I had 11 days on bed rest where I couldn't do anything, so I haven't finished a page in March so far either. I have the one WIP from January, from February, which I'm currently working on. I really hope I not only finish that, but maybe get at least something other done as well. So we'll have to see. There's another wintry WIP, which is also a very, like the one I'm currently working on, a really big and detailed one. So I'm probably putting that a little bit to the back, because otherwise I probably will need a lot of time to finish that and get nothing else done, and probably won't finish both of them in March anyways. So yeah, also with all the wintry stuff now, with the mid of March, I rather would start with more spring coloring. So I thought I will take a look at a lot of my books, not all of them, because there are quite a lot. So I thought I will look up some nice ideas for spring and Easter, and having mixed some bigger and smaller stuff, and also stuff where I not only plan to color it for the rest of March, because the month is basically mostly over already, but which I also can continuing doing through April, partially of May, because we have Mermaid in May, so I will definitely add some mermaids for May, but probably won't do probably won't color only mermaids. So yeah, maybe even some of the images now on the list, taking them to the beginning of summer. We'll have to see how much I get done in the next weeks. I really hope that my health situation will get better, so that I can get more stuff done, because I'm really upset about the current situation. I guess it is probably that bad because over the last years my situation got worse and worse, but we always tried new therapies and stuff, and now we are basically at the end of the possibilities, so there aren't any new treatments which I could try. And my neurologist said basically because none of the therapies worked super good, so that I am mostly or completely healed. So we won't do them anymore because they don't heal me. But I talked with my pain doctor, because I said, I mean, you can have it bad or bad. So there is a variance in between. And when I look at March and February, I basically have like, yeah, 80% of the month that were really, really bad. And previous to that, it was more like 30 to 50. So it has gotten really significantly worse. And I said, why is that difference not worth treating me with something that makes my situation better? And he said I should talk again with my neurologist and ask her those questions and ask if she won't do anything to get it better. Because we basically can see that without any treatment, it has really, really gotten a lot worse. And if she is not willing to, then he will do it. So I was so happy to hear that, because to be honest, even if someone who has comes from the medical field, it is really hard to hear that a doctor says to you that, yeah, basically you are not worth treating anymore. That really was hard to swallow. And then seeing that the situation gets worse and worse, and to know that they won't do anything against it was really, really hard. So I was so happy to hear that he said, if she won't do it, I will do it. So I'm now at least at the point where I know, okay, in the next quarter, because I go to my pain doctor every quarter, I can talk with him if I haven't talked with my neurologist until then. Or I will look that I have talked to her. Maybe she has a phone appointment available. That would be probably easier for both of us. But yeah, talk with her, and if she's not willing, then he will do something to some of the treatments we've tried, and at least getting it from rock bottom to better. Even if it's still bad, it is still a lot better, because yeah, it not only impacts me a lot for my personal life. I can't do anything. It's really hard for the psyche. It's hard on the body as well. But also my whole family suffers with it. So yeah, there we have to do something to get it at least to the level I was before. Okay, so just wanted to get it out. Also to let you know why I was very inactive on the channel in the last few months, because yeah, doing videos takes a lot of time. I do all the videos in German and in English, so that's double the time amount, then all the editing and the stuff that needs really a lot of time. And if I don't am able to sit or do anything, only to lie in my bed with completely darkness and without any noises around me, you basically can't do anything. So you're very restricted. Okay, so now, like I said, most of the stuff is somehow a little bit spring-like from the theme, or Easter-like or so, in some kind of connection. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So I think we will start with my number one book I want to start. Some of you may have seen that I've got a lot of Japanese books for Christmas from my husband. and a lot of the Tokimeko series, and I choose the beer one to start first, just because I was lucky. They put a second copy per accident into my order, so I have this one double. So I thought that's why I will start with this one. Also, I've tried to choose mostly books where I haven't colored in so far, because one of my big goals this year is to finally work more on all of my untouched books, because I have, from all the books I have colored so far in a very small section, and always the new books ended up in our bedroom, because there's the closet where I keep them in, most of them. And yeah, so when I'm doing my coloring, I don't see them actively, because I have only a small space next to my coloring area where I can keep a few books. So I thought I really want to work more on the untouched books. So most of them are untouched, like this one. So I have 2 pages that I thought could be interesting. The first one is basically a double page, but I thought, because it's not one motif that goes over 2 pages, I thought it is completely okay to say I just color 1 page, or even just one of those. Oh, what are they called in English? I really have to look that one up, because it's already late. And often when it's really late, my brain don't like to work properly. Wreath? Floral wreath. Okay. Well, yeah, I thought you could only do one of them as well, and still have the feeling of having something finished. That's why I really like pages where you have a lot of small little images. You don't have to complete the whole page to have the feeling to have finished a piece. So that's, especially in my situation, really helpful, because it was super frustrating. I have 3 finished pages for January and only 1 in February, and so far I have none for March. And I mean, there is not a lot of time left. So yeah, so that is something, because of course with spring the first flowers starts to bloom, and that's why I thought, yeah, definitely the chance to start with, or getting all of the floral stuff done. Also, this basically is the same. Here we have a double page spread, but I could do only 1, or even just 1 or 2 sections. And I thought this page here with the cleaning, I don't know if this is also something in the English language, but in the German language we have a word that's basically called springtime cleaning, if you would translate it directly, which is basically meant that not in the beginning of the new year, but with the beginning of spring, you clean your whole house and the garden and so on. And that just reminded me of that, and I thought that because of that would be a nice idea to do something spring-like. So yeah, that was the thought. There are tons of absolutely stunning and cute pages in this book, but a lot of them are very, very full of details. And as I already am so much behind with the month, I thought I rather choose a little bit more easier pages. So then, of course, my spring walk from Rita Bearman. I mean, we have spring already in the title, so the whole book is around spring. Also, I try to do at least one page per season book in each season. And the spring book, I did last year the first page in this one. So I basically, this is probably the one where I have the least amount of pages done. It's only one so far. So it isn't a touched book, but it has only one page. I have a few pages marked here. Doesn't mean I want to do all of them, just for some ideas. That was the page I did last year. And I thought the page with all the Easter eggs could be nice also, because I tried here with my super old colored pencils to get some shading done, but it was with first with the old pencils it's really hard to do, and the second was also a lot of the areas are very small where you can't really do a shading properly because of the size. So I thought maybe doing this more with watercolor only, and a combination of normal and metallic or glittery watercolors could be nice. And also for this page, I thought this could be for also nice for this one, because I have these stripe pages done in some of the other books, and done it with a combination of normal and metallic watercolors, and that looked quite nice. And also it is something that can be done a lot faster that way. So I thought that those could be nice and fast pages. And also I marked the bunny, because of course Easter, like I said, that could also be a cute page. So that is the one in here. Then I have this is one of those watercolor coloring sets, and this one has a lot of floral images. It feels like a not so great cellulose paper. Most of these packs I do have are on 100% cotton paper, so this is not the best paper. So I haven't done one in this set so far, and we'll have to see. But this one is a rather small one. We have a very limited area, because there's another one with cherry blossoms. I guess I'm not quite sure, but it looks like cherry blossoms, so I decided to do it that way. And it is all over the place, so it is really big. And from the past I learned that tons of little flowers are quite time intensive, so I thought this one is better because it's not so big. And yeah, I mean, cherry blossom is something I always have in mind when thinking of spring. So really would love to see the cherry blossoms in Japan someday. It's super expensive, especially around the cherry blossom season. So yeah, we'll see if I ever will have enough money for that. Okay, Words of Wonder, also a book I haven't touched. So I have marked this page, which again has the opportunity to do only some of those, which I thought is quite nice. Really love pages like that. You have these small little scenes And I have also marked, I don't know if it's a bumblebee or a normal bee, but I thought that bees or bumblebees is something I definitely associate with spring and summer, because that's when you first start to see them. So thought that also could be a nice one. That is where all of it. I thought I have done another, marked another one, but maybe in another book. I do have, I think I do have another. Yeah, it was in the other one. Okay, so that's Words of Wonder. Then I have also untouched Escape to Wonderland by Good Wives and Warriors. This is luckily a rather smaller sized book, and I have marked again the Easter eggs, and I thought this could also be one with a watercolor and normal and metallic combination thing. Then next to the Tokimeko series, I also have from Noriko and Yuki Nishimura the Kuzu Town General Store books. They are the two big ones, the season ones and the original one. And there's also this postcard set. I thought that's why I haven't bought it with the first book, because a lot of the postcard sets you can buy are just images from books, even either the whole image or just part of it. But on Amazon Japan, I've gone through the images in this book, because they had offered a lot of images there, which was quite helpful. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have bought it. And I thought, no, I don't remember seeing those in the first book, so that's why I didn't bought it. I ordered it, and my husband gifted it to me. So I haven't touched the other two books either. I absolutely love them. They're so gorgeous, but they're so damn detailed that I haven't tackled them so far. And I thought this would be a good start, because it's really a lot smaller, and you have two postcards per page. You have the one already colored by the artists, and then the one to color yourself, so the images aren't that big. I have chosen this one just because it's not because it's very spring-like, but because it's I would say more easy to color, because it's not that super tiny detailed. There are others here that are a lot more detailed. This one. So I thought, yeah, I don't like the color of the cloud, so I will definitely do this one differently, more. This is more, I would say, more autumn colored. I definitely will do something more brighter and warmer. Not warmer, but brighter and more, yeah, spring, summer like. But I thought, yeah, that could be a good first ever from these artists. Then I do have the Coloring Haven Africa one. I've bought this last year. We went for a weekend to London for an event, and because you can't buy them in Germany, only for over double the price because I think the coloring community is not big enough in Germany, probably. And yeah, so it's really, really hard to get for a good price. And that's why when I was already in the UK, I thought I have to look which what they have at the moment. This was the only one I could find. And I thought that's awesome because I'm really not good with dark skin. So I thought that could be an awesome way to get better, especially because if you look in most coloring books, the amount from white to black is not, there aren't tons of dark colored images for coloring. So yeah, thought that could be an awesome way. And there are a lot of really great images in there. Of course, I first, because of the actual the situation at the moment, I choose one which is rather small and easy. And we have this very cool combination of the face and a flower. And I thought that could be quite interesting to color, to look how to integrate the face and the color of the flowers to each other. Also with, that's always the great thing with darker skin, you can really go wild with colors because it always looks so good in combination. So yeah, you could do a really vibrant color for the flower. So yeah, really want to do that one. Also, it is untouched. So this one is one of the few that is touched. So that's only the second one. The only other one was the Spring Walk from Rita Berman. This is called Summer Fairy Tale, as you can see, and it's a little watercolor coloring book. It is meant for kids, but I have a few of those. There are more like cardstock paper, not really a watercolor paper, but it is really thick, so you can really go, as you can hear, it's really thick. Can really work well with watercolors on it. They do have these dye-based watercolors, but they are so light. I've tried it with the first one just because I was curious. Haven't touched them after that. I do have two marked here, which is basically the title image with the little fairy and the flowers and the butterflies. And also this one here as an alternative. I will definitely not do both. They are too similar, but I thought those could be also nice and fast images, because I think the last one I did was this one in October. So there are only 20 in it. I really want to get this one completed. So yeah, that's this one. Then I have this big watercolor coloring book. Has 200 GSM watercolor paper, 80 designs in it, and yeah, I bought this for €2 in some kind of dollar store thing here in Germany, which was awesome. It has basically the same paper as the Jenny's coloring books from Googly, and also, which we will later see, another watercolor coloring book I do have. it's the same paper, and I haven't touched this so far. I thought here the letter with the flowers could be quite nice, because there are a lot of very detailed pages in here, and a lot of the images are not typically ones I would buy with a normal coloring book, but as there are so less coloring books, and I am addicted to watercolors, that's why I have bought it. Also, there is one page, or better said, there's also 2 pages, even if it seems like a double page spread, it isn't really. I will definitely want to do this someday with the female knight and the church. It, like I said, it looks like it is a double page spread, but if you look closely, you see it isn't. But I think that's really, really cool, that one. But yeah, this I thought is rather a more easy page, not too detailed, but with the flowers and the letter, something spring vibe alike. So then also Untouched Crystal Coloring from Kate O'Hara. As many of you probably know, I absolutely love drawing and coloring crystals. So of course I had this book on my wish list for a very long time, and I've bought it last year. Haven't touched it so far. And I looked through all the crystals here and all the images combined, because we don't only have the crystals, but some scenes like the desert rose. You have a desert scene, something like that. And I looked all of them up, which could be something spring-like. There are a few, but I didn't want to add too many too detailed pages, because I definitely won't have the chance to do them. So I thought, because first of the color of the citrine, which is very warm, and the sun image in here, because I mean, that is of course depending on where you live completely different, but in Germany autumn and winter basically is like gray sky for months. So you see, it's like from November to, depending on how March and April are, you could really get the first warm and sunny days in May, or if you're lucky, we already had a few this year in March. But yeah, basically you don't see the sun a lot in autumn and winter time. So sun is definitely, and sunny days, something I associate with the start of spring, when the weather gets better. So yeah, that's why I thought that it is not really a spring thing, but something at least I personally associate a little bit with spring. So that's why I thought it could be something interesting also. I absolutely love mythology and history, so that's why I have tons of gods and goddesses coloring books, and I haven't touched most of them a lot, or so far. So the one here from Josh Lee also so far. I have 2 pages marked. We have first Pan, which is associated with different areas, but also has a connection to fertility and the season of spring, and that's why I thought, with because of the association with the season of spring, that can be something to color. Of course, those are all Greek Greek gods and goddesses. We do have Persephone, which is, of course, goddess of spring, but as queen of the underworld, she is in nearly all of the coloring books always presented as the queen of the underworld. And therefore, I didn't find it very spring-like if you have her on a throne surrounded by skulls. I mean, I do absolutely love Persephone, but like I said, where do I have? Where is she? I do know that she is somewhere in here. Here. Yeah, printed the wrong name. You have her here with the skulls, so I thought maybe not the best, but her mother, Demeter, is also not really maybe spring, but as the goddess of agriculture. We do have, of course, not only the harvest, but also the time where you have to get the seeds into the ground in springtime. So that's why I thought this could be a good alternative, because she is definitely not surrounded by skulls here. So yeah, they have done another the name here is right, but the text is wrong because it's the text from Prometheus. I don't know how to spell all the names in English, because of course in German you spell them differently. But yeah, so that's why I thought she could be interesting. Then I have one of my Chinese coloring books. I call them only chibi coloring books because this is a series, and I have I don't know, that's around 6 or 7 of those in the series. So yeah, but it is, at least in German, translated to Chinese ritual through old times, something like that. And we have tons of images where I would say could be with characters with flowers and stuff. But even if the size is quite small, they have tons of tiny details on the clothing, on all the small flowers. And I have done in other books, this is an untouched one, in other books, images, and always thought, oh, because of the size, it will be a quick work, but they really aren't. They take a lot of time, at least for me. So yeah, that's the watercolor coloring page. Some Chinese coloring books offer printed on watercolor paper something. I thought this one, the last page here, is definitely something that won't take tons of time. And like I said, it's an untouched book, so that's also with the birds and the oh gosh, my brain, I'm so sorry. Blossoms, with the blossoms on the tree branches, very spring-like. So that's that. Then I've added last year the 4 books of Jasmine Beckett Griffith to my collection, and I haven't touched one of them so far because of all the winter stuff. And I have a few pages marked here in the Alice in Wonderland coloring book. First thought the one with the fawn could be something, because of course most animals get their young in the springtime. Then I do have the one with Humpty Dumpty. I mean, yeah, it's not really spring or Easter, but as Humpty Dumpty is an egg, I thought at least it is loosely reminding me of Easter. So I thought that could be one. And with the smaller images here, the one with the bunny could also be interesting in the department of Easter. Then I have the, how it's called, it Small Wonder Worlds. I don't know why they have to translate titles differently, but they do this a lot, not only with coloring books, but also with movies and books and stuff. Hate that. Small Victories, it's called in English. I highly recommend buying German versions of her books because the paper is so much better. It is completely white and it has a nice tooth to it, and it works so well with all medias. I have two English ones, the World of Wonder and the Enchanted Forest. I haven't touched the World of Wonder, but I have done some pages in the Enchanted Forest, and I had so many problems with the paper, with my watercolors and my harder colored pencils. So that's why I always wait a little more to get the German versions, because the paper is so much better. With the exception of the 10th year anniversary from the Secret Garden, I think it's called. That's the only one where the German paper is nearly the same as the English one. So I have marked here the 4 little images with the flowers. Again, you can do one or all of them, and they are quite small, so they will hopefully be very fast to do. And yeah, I have done one page so far in it, so it is touched already, but I haven't done a lot in it. So also untouched, Dark Fairies from Tabreth. And most of them aren't really in combination with things that feels spring-like. I thought that the page with the moth fairies, I don't know where it is. Haven't marked it. Darn. There. This was basically the only one that felt a little bit more like spring. So I thought, yeah, it is quite detailed. And then I saw that the male one is also on the illustrated by page, and I thought maybe doing this is a little bit better than the whole image. So that's what I've marked. I mean, as always, I can't decide. It's so hard to decide on so many awesome books and pages. That's why I always end up with tons of books where I find images that could be interesting, and only doing like a handful of them, because I'm such a slow colorist, and also I'm very limited with my time. So yeah, always the same. But I mean, maybe there are at least some pages where I am getting finished, or maybe some of them are pages that you then see and say, oh yeah, why not doing that as well? So maybe it helps. In Garden of Fairy Tale Animals by Kennuko Egusa, which is also an untouched book, because I do love her art, but I'm very intimidated by it, because I'm really bad with animals and fur, and I've bought them especially to get better, hopefully one day, getting better with the fur. I thought, of course, the bunny would be an awesome one. And I have also thought that here this first one could be very interesting for spring as well. Then this book, which is called Wald und Natur, which translates to forest and nature. And this is also an untouched book so far. And I thought this one here could be as not only interesting for spring, but also interesting in combination of Easter. And the reason why is I really have to up the Willow Catkin of these one, because here in Germany those are often used in nature, not nature, in decoration for Easter, when you are decorating your house, if you're doing like a Easter wreath or something else like in your house or so, then this willow catkin is a very traditional thing to use, and that's why it reminds me of spring and Easter. At least I think. I don't know if those are really because of the flowers, willow catkins, but they look like them. That's why. Probably isn't even, because I haven't really associated the flowers with it, but it seems like growing out of it. So I'm not really sure, but yeah, at least my mind was seeing this, and the first thought I had was the willow catkin. Then Twilight Garden from Maria Trolle. I have all of her books except the newest one, the Sagan, because I'm waiting for the English version. The funny thing is the German version is already out, but the German versions are not hardcover. Those are softcover ones, and I'm such a fan from hardcover coloring books. So I'm waiting for the English version. That's the only one I haven't. But I have, I think, touched 2 books so far from her. And I tend to totally forget her books. I don't know why, because I really do like the books. There are a lot of cute images in there, and a lot of things I want to get better at coloring. And I have done a few pages in here, but the last one is like ages ago. I think it was something like a year ago. I really, really have to do more in her books. So I think the last one was this one. Yeah, it's from May last year. So really, really need to do more. So I have 3 oh, Jesus. Camera, please. Yeah, sometimes that helps. Okay, so this was the first one, the bird with the flowers. That's what I thought that could be a really cute one. And then I have, of course, the bird and the eggs in the nest, which is also something which I thought is very spring-like. Then I just added a simple flower page to it, just because to have something more easy in the mix. I mean, basically all artists where you have tons of flowers and floral stuff, which definitely she has tons of, are very good for spring and summer. So yeah, that's this. Then I have another Goddesses coloring book. This is from Martin Noble. I bought this one for I think €2 or so. It was a used one, so sadly I'm missing a few pages in it, but I mean, for the price I thought, okay, not so problematic. I have done only one page in this one so far, so of course, like I said, I'm missing pages, but the one I do have, luckily, is Idun, which is a goddess from the Norse mythology, which is the goddess of youth and springtime. So that's definitely an awesome page for spring, goddess of springtime, but it is also a super detailed one. So I thought, if I start this one and then ending up finishing it in summer, won't be that bad, because she is already harvesting the apples, so that's more like summer, not really spring. So yeah, there, the page in between is missing. I'm jumping from the 4 to the 7. There are basically a few pages sadly missing. Ended up buying here number 8, number 13, ended up buying another used one, which luckily had all the pages in it, but I already started this one, so I thought, yeah, going with this. Maybe somewhen in the far future there are some pages which I want to redo, then I do have them double. Okay, this definitely has nothing to do with springtime, but I do have a lot of these princess coloring books, and they always come in sets. Mostly it is a bundle of 6. This one are 8. And I've chosen this one as I want to finish first, because it has this glossy paper where you can't really work with colored pencils, not work with watercolor, not work with gouache. I tried. It's really hard, because you always, if you are layering, you're basically rubbing off the previous ones. Acrylic markers do work, but you still have to layer a few times to get a better look on it, that it's not that streaky. I have a set of cheap acrylic markers which I've bought for it, which has a very limited color palette. So yeah, but maybe I have to try if Copics work at this one. That could also be maybe working. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I thought maybe either that one or that one, which are super, super easy and very fast pages. And I haven't done one in at least 6 months or so. So want to finish this one. Done a lot of pages already in it. I think 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, yeah, like 11 pages. So a lot of pages are already done in this one. Then, like I said, the Secret Garden. The thing was, the normal version wasn't available in German anymore. For in the time when I wanted to buy it, and then I had to wait until the 10 years anniversary edition would come out, because I thought the German versions have the better paper. And then I realized that the paper here is a lot closer to the English paper. Not completely the same, but very close. And the German versions normally have a completely different paper. So yeah, the only way to get the better paper version is if you find someone selling their copy. So this is also an untouched book. It is probably one of my least favorites from Joanna Basford. Not that I say I don't like it, but from all of her books, definitely I think the Secret Rooms is my absolute favorite. The Worlds of the new one, the Magical, what is this, Magical Journey or so, it's also really, really awesome. So yeah, another Flower Wreath, but also one where I think you could do with maybe just watercolor or so, not because you have a lot of small areas where you definitely can't really shade well. So I thought that could be, even if it's a lot of small details, faster one if you're doing it with watercolors only. Then I do have the Sunflower. I mean, yeah, the Sunflower itself would be more summer than spring, but I thought it is at least an easy page because it is not so much in it. It has, which I absolutely hate, the text underneath that you should add more bumblebees or bees to it. You could hide this one, of course, with a gouache or so, but the problem here is because the paper is off-white, not as dark as the English version, but it's not as white as the normal German version, because the normal German versions are completely white. So you will see the white gouache. That won't be, but I thought maybe with an oil pastels you could hide the text completely. I definitely won't draw more bumblebees to it or bees. I hate drawing stuff in books like that because I buy the coloring books to color, not to draw. If I want to draw, then I will draw in my sketchbooks or my other on my watercolor paper to do my own art stuff. So yeah. Then I have this page marked, which is also a more easy one, not as overflown as a lot of her pages. Not that I don't like it, but like I said, I'm at the moment very limited with the time, and so I try to add some more easy pages. This one, and yeah, I've had one. There it is. That's what I thought it was in the other book, but it's in here. The one mandala, which really has a lot of details, but again, if I do it with watercolors only, it would be definitely way easier than doing it with colored pencils, or at least way faster as well. So maybe, but probably this one won't be a page I will be doing. Then I have Party from Hannah Carlson. So there's one thing, if any of you have information about it, I would love to hear. I once saw a photo in the internet with the Party and the Space, the other coloring book, but also 4 other coloring books with the same size and this frame and this one word name. So like 4 more coloring books for this series. I have never found out any information if those were planned but didn't go into production because those 2 ones haven't sold enough, or if it was more like a fake photo. Someone did. I'm not quite sure. It looked very real, but nowadays you never know. So if any of you have any information about it, I would really love to hear. So yeah, untouched book. I thought here the little doggy with the flower wreath around its neck, flower necklace. I don't know what would be the right version because it's the same word in German basically if you put it on your door frame or on your neck. It is both is Blumenkranz. So yeah, but I thought this is also I mean, all the pages in here are a little bit easier and simpler because they are not as detailed as because they are, at least as far as I know, were meant for kids. So yeah, that's why. And I haven't done something in a Henna Karlsson book in ages, so definitely wanted to do something in one of her books. Then the people who have watched my watercolor collection videos so far have seen the ones where I do have from Superior the Tai Chi color sets, and I have told you guys that they come with these little envelopes which have a few coloring images printed on watercolor paper. And this is one of those. I have done this one, and I thought this one here could be a simple and fast coloring page. I would say it's like 200 to 300 something, not quite 300, maybe 250 GSM cellulose watercolor paper, but it 2 to 250, something like that. But it worked quite nicely, so can't complain. Then another untouched book. I have like 3 or 4 books from Jana Prosverina. It's a German artist, and I haven't done anything so far in them. I really wanted. I had this book especially in my hands so many times already. I really have to start doing something in it. And I've decided that this one would be a nice first page. I really like the fact that not all of the fairies are super thin, that we have different body shapes. That's really awesome because that's not something you see in a lot of coloring books. So yeah, think she's very cute, so I thought she could be a great start in the books. Then I do have this one here, which is translated to Dreamlands. At least that's what the translating app says. Also a book I haven't touched and which I had in my hands so many times already. And I have 2 pages which are interesting. We always have the girl in the dress and on the other side a dress. And I think with the flowers and the butterflies, it was just so summer or spring like. And same with this one here, which looks a little bit like she's doing gardening because she has some flowers cut. And yeah, that's why I thought it could also be nice for spring. Also, the bees are just so cute here with the little honey buckets. So then another goddess coloring book from Anna Karen. And this one I absolutely love because it has so many cultures in it, which I think is really, really awesome. I absolutely love the Greek mythology, but I also think there are so many other super interesting mythology around the world, some that are still actively used in some areas of the world and some from the past. But yeah, I really, really do like that there are so many different cultures in here. And I was so happy to see that she will getting a new goddess coloring book coming out, I think, in June this year. I absolutely will buy this one as well, even if I haven't touched this one so far, because like I said, I'm totally obsessed with history and mythology. So yeah, a lot of super interesting ones in here. There's also, we do have again a Persephone page in here, but she also is again surrounded by skulls here. We have her on her throne in the underworld with Kerberos and tons of skulls, so that's why I thought, no, that doesn't look so spring-like. I have again her mother, Demeter, which is the title image. And also I have this one here, which would be absolutely perfect for spring and Easter, but it is so detailed that I probably won't be able to finish this one. So I thought, okay, it probably is not that terrible if I would start it and I would have to finish it somewhere in summer. Here it is written like Eostre. I also know her as Ostara. It's an Anglo-Saxon goddess of dawn, sunrise, and new beginnings. And this is basically where our Easter is rooted in, because her symbols are rabbits and eggs because of new beginnings, because of as a symbol of spring and life itself, because rabbits are animals that reproduce very easily and very massively, as well as chickens. That's why it is often a symbol of fertility as well. And if you want to get a group of people to get your religion into your religion, it is always the easiest way to have special fests in the same time as the culture there, or in association with stuff. So basically that's why Easter is, and the festivities of her are on the same time, and in both we have the eggs and the rabbits and so on. Yeah, so definitely perfect for Easter and spring. Oh, and I have a third one. Didn't remember it. Do I have a third one? Oh yeah, the last page is just a smaller image, which has nothing in person to do with any of the goddess. The goddess, it's just a little birdie with some flowers, but again, small images. Then the Princess Coloring Book, which I've seen on Maya's channel, and that's why I've bought it, because of course there are a lot of really beautiful images like this one. It's really, really awesome. And a lot of nice dresses, especially the Rococo styled dresses. Some of you may know that I have mentioned in the past, I absolutely do love that style, and I actually married in a professionally hand-sewn Rococo dress. So that's something very special to me, and you don't find that a lot in coloring books. So when I've seen this one, I thought, oh my gosh, I must have this one. There are tons of images that would also be very fitting for spring, but I wanted to get something that is not very time intensive. So I thought the 3 little flower bouquets are nice, because here as well you could just do one, then at least I would have done something in the book to finally start it. The only down thing is that the paper is really thin, but I think if you are working with softer pencils, because the tooth feels quite nice, should work well on this one. There are more books in this series. I mean, they are kids' books, so stuff like planes, trains and cars are not that interesting to me. Maybe the ballet one could be nice. I've danced ballet for over 10 years. So, meine Reise durch Asien, my journey through Asia, is the only of the traveling books from Rita Berman I haven't touched. And that's why I thought I will take a look in it if there is something that I could do which is not that super detailed. And I thought this flower heart could be interesting. Yeah, there. That's definitely, I do love the travel books from her the most. Those are the most awesome ones. I really, really do hope that she will do the other continents as well. We have Asia, Europe, and Africa, but I really, really hope that she will do like North and South America, as well as Australia, New Zealand, and that part of the world as well. Hopefully in the future. Then also untouched, you see, most of the books really, I was really looking that I mostly get untouched books. Characters Through Words and Times by Kristen Karen. I have only this one and the White Flower Folk from her. And as I've seen that she will bring out another one in the same style from the same publisher as the White Flower Folk, that's definitely one I will buy, because the paper there is awesome. Here we have a normal copy paper, but yeah, like I said, I'm an absolute fan of history, and of course there are some images in here which I really do love. Especially here in Native American, we don't have a lot of native tribes in coloring books, which I really, really would love to see a lot more. I'm super interested in native tribes all over the world and the culture. So when we went to Morocco and we met a lot of Tuareg and Berber people, which are native tribes of North Africa, I was so grateful to learn more about their life and their culture. That was so amazing. Very grateful for that. So, but for spring, I thought the Garden Friend one would be perfect. And also, I absolutely, oh, she's also so beautiful. I absolutely love, where is it? Because I'm a very, very big fan of ancient Egypt as well. And there's one image in here, and we don't have a lot of Egypt, ancient Egypt styled. Oh, she's also, the Inuit lady is also very cool. I love her. That's a very awesome page for winter. Her. So beautiful. Love coloring pages like that. There are sadly not a lot of those in books in general, but whenever I see some, I'm super happy. So Tagträume from Gabi Wolf, also a German artist. That's translated to Daydreams. I do know there is an English version of the book as well, which is called Daydreams. Most of other channels I've seen have the Minimania books. I also have them, and I have also her houses books because I love these fantasy styled houses a lot. But this one is also really, really cute and beautiful. I have done one page in here so far, and I love these. There are a few of those in here. This one with the little bird houses, that's the one. And I really like how this one turned out, especially with the warm sky and the contrast with the blue houses. Really like how that turned out. So I thought here the mushrooms are more like it. At least I always associate mushrooms more with autumn, but I thought the little birdhouse and the bucket with the flowers that would be nice one for now. And also they are not that big. This is also one that looks, they're looking so cute. Yeah. It's really one I do like. Oh, I totally lied. I have done this one as well, the frame. I mean, it's not really a full page, but haven't remembered that I've done one more. In here, then I do have another watercolor set. This is also one with only more like cardstock paper, I would say. I have like two sets from this. Three, I think. This is the small one, and then I have, I think, two A4 sized ones. This is called Harvest Orchard, and I thought here we have bunnies and we have some flowers, and because of the style, it is very easy and simple. So, like I said, this only has 4 images in it, but it was very, very cheap. So definitely just a cellulose paper, but yeah, not quite sure how well the paper will work, but I think it will be similar to the little coloring book. So that is this one here. Then I have this, is translated to Girls Land or Girls Country from Chinese to German. I have done one page in this one. This is beautiful with this holographic foil print on it. And the girls have names, and we do have a colored version here if you want to take a look at the coloring if you have no ideas. She is called Anne, and she has the bunnies. That's why I thought that could be nice for Easter. Also, she has like this jumper, which and the shorts, which I thought you see a lot of people in when it's getting warmer here in our in parts of Europe. You see people still wearing thick sweaters or jumpers, and then having shorts or shorter pants on, which is a funny combination, but you see that a lot. So thought that would also be fitting. Yeah, I've done, I think, one in here. Oh, there we have also this page I absolutely love, and will do someone. I mean, there are tons of beautiful pages, but yeah, we again have here an ancient Egypt styled page in here. I've done, where isn't the page there? That was the one. I really like that you have the page here with the notes. You have a super light lining where you can take notes, and I've written down all the pencils I've used. So, gosh, yeah, the video is very long. I'm sorry for that. A Million Unicorns. It is not untouched, but I have only done these two so far. So, and I have, I think, like 4 books from Lulumeo, and that's all I have done. So definitely something I will have to do more. And I thought these two are both possibilities to do. This one probably will even be faster if I'm working with metallic colors on the butterflies. So that could be a nice, easy page to do. Then this one here, which is a very new addition to my collection, and it is so damn beautiful. Ocean to Stars by Lydia Fenwick. Sadly, she doesn't have more books because her style is absolutely amazing. I can't wait to do pages in here. Those are all zodiac characters, and we do have 3 sections in here. The first one is water, where all the zodiacs are mermaids. Then we have the earth area, where we have these bust shot from the characters, and then the third is called Zodiac, where we have full body images of the girls. I don't know why we only have like earth and water and not a fire and air. I mean air, ocean and stars, but there is not ocean, earth and stars. So I don't know, maybe she will do another book in the future with the other stuff, but yeah, it's really, really beautiful. And here we do have like the planet and the symbol on the stars on the side, and the full body images. And if you're looking at the earth sections, then we do have the flower, the gem, and these bust shot images. And then, like I said, the water section has a shell and the mermaid versions. And I thought I'm going with, if I do an image here, with Aries because it is starting in a few days and going to mid-end of April. And I thought, because it's a very big page and will need a lot of time, if I finish it off in May, then I would have already a page for Mermaid. That was what I was thinking could be cool to do. Then that's translated to, I think, the story of Feng Shui or something like that. I only have done here like the title page so far, so not a lot done in here, and I thought this could be quite nice, the girl with the whale and the flowers. And I have so many Chinese coloring books which I haven't touched. I definitely want to work more in them. I have put them off for a long time because I wanted to get better first, because I didn't want to ruin them. Similar situation with the mythographic books. I do own quite a few, but the only page in all my mythographic books I've done so far is this, and that definitely has to change. So I thought garden is definitely a good theme for springtime. But as the pages are super, super detailed, we'll have to see. This could be a possible page with the girl from above and the flowers that are a little bit like a dress from above. Yeah, definitely. Someday I really want to at least own them all, because they are all so stunning. But yeah, definitely we'll have to do more. So then another book that has nothing to do with Easter or spring is this one, The Titanic, also from this Dover coloring book, which I had the Martin Noble Goddesses book. And they do have a series with these historical coloring books. And like I said, super big history fan. When I saw them, I bought them all secondhand for like €2 or so per book. And those are, I learned from the Goddesses book. When I got them, I looked at the numbers and counted through that all of them are in the book. So that was definitely something I've learned after, I think, 2 or 3 books I've bought secondhand, arrived with missing pages. So yeah, like I said, nothing to do. I do have the Kings and Queens of England, Sparta, Ancient Greek, Ancient Rome, Ancient Mexico, Ancient Egypt. And I thought Sparta, Ancient Greek and Ancient Rome are, we do have a lot of goddesses books where we had characters from Greek mythology, and basically the Roman gods are basically the same as the Greek ones, just with different namings. The rest is nearly identical, so I thought I will choose something else. And I thought, yeah, this one is one of the easiest pages in here. And what I do like, I mean, like I said, those are originally, as far as I know, meant more for kids. We all, with the historical ones, we all always have information about the scene with historical facts, which I think is really, really cool. So yeah, because those are all untouched so far. Then Magical Woodland, also a book I've gotten as soon as it came out, because from the artist I have two of my Mossery sketchbooks are from her designs with these cute little figures. And when I saw this book popping up on Amazon before it was released, then I thought, oh, that really reminds me of Poopy Cat, which is what the Mossery sketchbooks were sold under, not Kate Pellerin, it was sold under Poopy Cat. And yeah, then I saw this one and I thought, that was the point where I said, oh my gosh, I will have to buy this, but I haven't touched it either so far. So yeah, I thought this one at least, I mean, those are more fantasy styled, but I thought at least here they are like gathering some flowers that could be something. So then I do also bought secondhand a few books from Teresa Goodrich, and I haven't touched them either. Yes, and I also counted here the pages. And I know it's called Summer Scenes, but I thought that at least this one page in here could also work as a spring page, because we basically have grass, a few flowers, birds, butterflies, and a house. So I thought that could at least also work. And it is, of course, that will need some time for me. So if I start it and finish it in summer, then it also doesn't matter. So another untouched Chinese coloring book is this one here. I call this the White series because it is a collection of, I don't know, 10 different coloring books where all have these white covers with all of them a different foil print for the title, and most of them have like ancient China as a theme, but we do have two of them which have like Chinese fantasy or mythological creatures and gods and goddesses and demons and stuff like that. This is one of them with the Naga girl in front of here. There are yeah, basically mostly single-sided. We do have like either the character as a small image on the other page or like some items to find. But here basically we have again the sakura flowers and this lady. Thought this could also work. Then I do have a Colorless Kingdom Light and Shadow that basically mostly got into the collection because I have all three books, and this also is an artist. Chris Ortega's art is absolutely stunning and I love her work, but this was also something I've put to the bag a long time just because I wanted to get better with colored pencils. And I've only done one image in here in all three books so far, but I'm super proud of it because I thought it really turned out amazingly. And I wanted to do another page for a very long time, so I thought that is also something I could do in spring, but I could also just take this one with me to summer, because it was really hard, if you look through, to get something that feels like spring or summer and isn't completely so full of details that I say I will never ever get it. So that's one I thought this one could be. one, but in the end, to be honest, with all the roses, that will probably take me ages as well. But okay, like I said, if I finish it somewhere in summer, still would be okay. And I really, really want to do another page. Then also, I do own the Meredith Dillman coloring books. I think these are 3, The Foxes and Fairies, The Mermaid, and I think another fairy one. And haven't done anything in it. So we do have here a lot of Kitsune pages, like this one here. And this one is called Haru, which is spring. So very detailed here with the kimono, but still a beautiful image. And we do have like summer, autumn, and winter as well. Those are all really, really beautiful. So that could be, of course, the summer kitsune. The spring kitsune could be an awesome choice, as well as this one here, because that is basically named The Sweet Music of Spring. So that also could be one that would be a good choice for spring. So this is one of the books that I have touched, but I've done like only this page so far. So this is the other watercolor coloring book. You can see it's really thick, from Jade Gedeon, Island Escape. I've bought this also secondhand, and this has also the same paper as the AT Designs coloring book I've had in the beginning, and the Googly coloring books. I have sadly only 2 of her books. This one I've got secondhand, the other one I got new, but the other one I look them up every once in a while. There are 2 ones I'm missing, and I really would love to get them, but because there aren't a lot of watercolor coloring books. But yeah, no chance so far. I think the other one is like Carnival Escape, and there's another one, not quite sure. So this is, of course, Caribbean, so we have different seasons or definition of spring in a Caribbean situation, as I would have for here where I live in Europe. But I thought this one is not as detailed, because a lot of the images are very detailed. And we do have a lot of buildings as well, like temples and stuff. So I don't know if these should be coconuts or some other plants, but yeah, I think the association with spring I had in mind is that, at least here in Europe, is springtime is where you have the plants starting to grow. So that's the only reason I had this one here, because like I said, we do have a lot of landscape, or like here with the beautiful buildings. Those are, of course, not something I would think of if I'm thinking of spring. But yeah, definitely wanted to do another page in here. That's why I thought at least this is something. So another book that I've got secondhand, haven't touched so far, and definitely have absolutely nothing to do with Easter and spring, is the Book of Prehistoric Beasts. And if you look up the size of, I would say, Tomislav Tomic, Joanna Beresford, Kirby Rosanes, you see that it is quite big. There are 3 books in the series. I have the Book of Prehistoric Beasts and the Book of Irgendwas Beasts, where it has fantasy creatures like dragons and stuff in them. There is a third one, which I absolutely can't get because you only find them secondhand. Yeah, they are no longer available anymore. And the thing is that the third one that I can see on Amazon has the same images listed when you swipe through as the one I do have, but the book has a completely different title and cover. So I'm not quite sure if there is just some mistake or the book was someone re-released under a new design and a slightly changed title. So I'm not sure about that. But yeah, maybe someday in the future I will find one, but I don't think, because they're really hard to get. We do have the pages with black line art, and it is meant to color because it says color and this cover. And the paper is, I would say, medium thick. Should work with a little bit of watercolor if you're probably not put as tons of water on it. And then we do have these info boxes where we do have part of the dinosaurs with the information, and I thought those are of course nice because they are not as big and detailed as the big images. We do have some like this one here, where you have like only one dinosaur on one page, or like here where you have multiples. We have these bigger boxes, and there are also some like here where you have 4 and 1 on one side. And what I wanted to do, at least I thought, color the dinosaur and also the rest of the box in like a slightly brownish one, and then doing some shading in the outer area so that it maybe looks like an old vellum paper that has someone has glued into the book. That was my idea, which I would like to do with all of them. So yeah, like I said, I wanted to add a lot of books into my list, which I have to finally do some coloring in, and this was one of them. Then Sprogjes Bos, which I probably butchered completely, from Tomislav Tomic. There's probably some in there I don't know about, but yeah, if you are speaking, because that's the Netherlands edition. So I've only done this page so far in here. I do love his art, but it's also very intimidating, of course, of all the details. And yeah, have this one here again, a sunflower is more like summer-like, so would not be terrible if I finish this not in spring but in summer. And it's very detailed for me, so that will take me definitely ages. So I thought here in the end, just a little one here, that could something be very doable for me for the limited time at the moment. So yeah, that's this one. Then I have another of these princess books. This was a 6-book set, and I've done, I think, two of them already. This was one where I also thought these are easy, fast pages, because the background is already colored, so you only have to color the girls and the flowers if there are flowers. But because of the tons of flowers in here, that literally took me ages. The other one which I've done with which it doesn't have a lot of flowers, that was a lot faster. So I thought basically most of the girls here are girls with flowers. There are definitely a good choice, but I thought I want to have one which is similar to the other one, where I only have very little flowers and more of the girl to color, just to make it more possible. So yeah, I thought this one could be one. Then I have Fairy Tales and Folklore from Emily Liedehall Öberg. I've done one of the few pages I've finished in January was one of the very first page in here. I started it in December and finished it in January. But I thought we have good Christmas themed, but we also have this little bunny with the Easter eggs here. So I thought that could be a cute page for Easter. Then I do have, I think, like 3 books from Archie Hampson. Also someone I really want to get all the books from. Hopefully someone in my life. I have done only 1 page in all of them so far, in this one here, Serendipity. I thought here the one with the bees and the honey could be a cute one. I've done, I think, yeah, it was in November. I've done this one here, yeah, November. So definitely need to do more in here. Muses. This is, I have seen other channels having this book under the name Mystica, which it was originally released, I think. And the newer versions have this one. You will find it very easily and often on sale, so that is very, you can get it really cheap, and the paper is amazing. I think this one and the Fairy Tales and Folklore are the books I have with the thickest paper, which are not meant for watercolor. I mean, the watercolor coloring books do have thicker paper, but those are not watercolor paper books, so it's really, really thick. We have the colored versions as well as the version to color. Some of the images are double in here, because you have like the full-size image and then a close-up. And yeah, I have basically chosen here probably the easiest page in the book, with again the flowers in the hair. And that's the only girl that doesn't have a mouth and eyes. I don't know why, but yeah. I thought that could be a nice first page. The girls are really, really gorgeous in here. Stunningly beautiful book. So yeah. And like I said, I had this in my hands in the last 2 years so often. I really, really want to do finally a page in this book. Then that's one I want to get completely done somewhere. I have so far all the coloring books except for the Godiol, because I also wait for the English version there. And I have only colored in 2 of her books so far, and the one I've done the most is this one here. But I really wanted to do another page in here, and I thought the little flower fairy here could be a nice one. Also, we have some crystals, and as I said, I do love crystals. And I have some pages in here that I really, really love. Especially, I think this one here was one of my favorites. And the funny thing is, when the page was uncolored, I didn't like it very much. And I thought, okay, let's color it and try for the very first time to color some eyeshadow. And I thought, because the image wasn't one I particularly liked, if I ruin it with the eyeshadow, it is not that bad. In the end, is one of my most favorite pages I've done so far. And I really like how the eyeshadow turned out and everything. So yeah, sometimes you have pages that you don't like at all when they're uncolored, and then if you do color them, they will surprise you. Then also, in all of my Eerie books, I haven't had a chance so far to buy the new one, but I have all her other books except for one, because you can't get it anymore, sadly. If I have knew this a year ago, then I would have bought it then, because back then it was still available on Amazon Japan. Nowadays you can only buy it with a lot of luck if you're getting it second hand for a reasonable price, because there was one on Amazon Japan which basically cost like 30 or 40 euros and added like 28 euros in shipping. And then I thought, no, that is way too expensive, then I won't get it. So I really hope I will have someday in the future where I can get it. But yeah, definitely have also to color more Eerie, because I have done one page in this book and that's it so far. So yeah, I thought this year could be a nice one with the little lamps, which is something I have, yeah, lamps and spring, something which work good together. And yeah, thought this is a cute page. There are tons of awesome pages. I mean, there are multiple pages that would very good be very good pages for spring, but yeah, that's the one I thought. Because another page which would be cool was one that was already chosen by my viewers on my Discord channel to color someday in one of my live streams. That's why I can't do that one. So another of the Chibi books, also an untouched one. And I thought the guy with the little birdies and the cute little kittens and the sakura could be a cute page. And here we do have not tons of little flowers, not tons of little details, so that one hopefully would be a page that is a little bit faster than some of the other pages you have in the books. So nearly done. There I have done one page so far, and this is more like a collection book. We do have some how to draw pages, and most of the images are from various Chinese coloring books. So basically most of the images in there I do already own in other books, but yeah, was just too much work to send it back, so I thought, why not? And I thought here, this page, again, Girl and Flowers, could be something that would be nice. Then this is also a coloring magazine I've bought in the UK 2 years ago. Now it's summer holiday, and here the Flower Fairy I thought could be nice. I think I've done 2 pages. Yeah, 2 pages already in the book or in the magazine. One was for Mermaid last year. This was here. And yeah, that one. I really struggled for the very first time with colored pencils because the colored pencils I've used here, I don't know why, but the paper is not really great. A lot of colored pencils I have struggle with the paper. They look very streaky on it. So yeah, the paper is a bit problematic, sadly. Then I have 2 more of these white series and then we are done. This is the other one with the mythical fantasy creatures. Yeah, we do have a lot of here, like demons and stuff in these books. Dragons, mermaids, nagas, hybrids. But I thought here the one with flowers, the little leaf and the birds. I don't know why, but it gives me a little bit of spring vibes, so I thought that could be one. And the last one, this one is a little bit different because all of the images in here are either a double page spread or a 1.5 page spread. So this one here definitely is very, very a lot of work because it's a full double page spread. We have a lot of flowers. I love the books. They are so beautiful. But you see that those definitely are yeah, more double page images in here. Yeah, that's it basically. All the ideas I had for spring and Easter. Yeah, I would absolutely love to hear your coloring plans. Are there any books you also own and which you have thought of to use in this spring or Easter time? Or where you want to color again in or haven't started yet? Also, if you are interested in doing a body color, if there was anything on the list where you say, I do own the book and I would absolutely love to do the page as well, let me know in the comments. I'm always open for body colors. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this super long video. I really hope you have enjoyed it and maybe gotten some ideas for yourself. And as always, a thumbs up or a follow is very much appreciated because it helps me in the channel so much. Thanks so much for that. And I really, really hope you have a wonderful day wherever you live. And yeah, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos. Until then, take good care of yourself. Bye bye.